Good morning, America. Today we have a very special guest. She's Jewish Russian and she has been living in America for about 2 years. Everybody welcome Sasha.
Thank you.
Hi, Sasha.
Hello.
Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Sasha, I came from Russia and I am Jewish.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here tonight.
And it's a pleasure to hear your voice again. I always hear you on the radio. I was wondering what you look like.
Thank you. So, why did you leave your country?
Well, how should I say this? We were discriminated for believing for what's right. I believe that I'm a Jew and I should be proud of that. But I was afraid to pronounce that to anyone because they were treating us in a horrible way if they knew that we were Jews. Especially the pogroms.
What are these programs?
They're a group of violent people that terrorize us.
How was your life in Russia?
Well, I lived in poverty. My husband died. I don't know how to feed my kids. And I live with my sister and my cousin.
And so what were you hoping to find in America?
All my friends and family were immigrating to America. They called it the place of dreams. So why not start a bright future there with a new page?
Right. So how was your journey like to America? How did you arrive?
Well, we stayed a long journey on the train to get to the port, and then an even longer journey to get to America. The ships were very bad, very bad. We lived in a very small room, all crowded together with sick people next to the engine. It was very hot and human waste everywhere.
Well, that's all.
I know.
So what are your friends and cousins working?
Well, my cousin works in the newspaper, and all my friends, some sell on the street goods and some even work in the Jewish temple.
And what are you working right now?
Well, I used to work with my sister in the Triangle factory, which is a clothing factory. But after the incident of the fire, my sister died because she was in the 9th floor. She didn't have any possible decisions to make except for jumping out of the window. I survived by crawling through the roof.
That's good.
Thank you.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier that you have kids. Do they go to school?
Of course, education is our #1 priority. My children need to go to school every single day. We Jews are very well educated.
Well, where do you live now?
We live in tenements with my children. But my cousin lives in another tenement for boys.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you tonight. But I want one last question. How did Americans treat you?
How should I say this? But they treated us in a very bad way. They looked down upon us. What happened? But it wasn't as much as what the pogroms did in Russia. But the Americans looked very downward toward us, and they hated us. And we couldn't go to much schools and places. We were forbidden. Thank you. You're an American.
Thank you, Sasha, and it was a pleasure to have you in my show.
You too. I hope we could do that again.
Good night, America.
Good night, America.
Yeah.
Told me about America. It's very nice. I'm getting kind of emotional. Can I have tissues?
Okay, Sasha. Okay.
You Americans always make me cry and treat me in a really bad way.